I have been a full-time artist for 3 years and selling artwork online for almost 7 years. And the number one question that I get asked in my messages is, I want to quit my job to be an artist, but how do I know if people will buy my artwork? And after gaining a decent following online and making a living selling my artwork, I'm going to tell you exactly how to know if it's worth quitting your job and pursuing a career as an artist. But to be honest, without any foundations in place, there's no point even thinking that far ahead. So first, I'm going to tell you 3 crucial things that you need in place before you even dream of making any money as an artist. And then I'm going to tell you the number one factor, or maybe even the only factor, that will tell you whether people will buy your art or not. Foundation number 1 is having an online presence or portfolio. For many, that is social media, and your online presence and your social media is essentially your CV. So even if you're working full time at the moment, or if you have a job that you want to leave and you're an artist part time and you're doing it in your spare time and you're trying to get some traction, having a social media account, Instagram's probably the best one, and TikTok as well. Those 2 platforms are so crucial in being able to put content out and share your artwork. And it sounds simple, this piece of advice, but the number one thing that I would say sells artwork more than anything is not how good the art is, it's credibility. It's, do you have a track record of putting art content out? Do you have a bank of pieces of artwork like the ones you can see on my wall behind me? Do you have a time frame at which you've been dedicating yourself to this? And if you can't really show that, it's going to be really difficult for anyone to invest in you as an artist. So posting every day about what you're working on, even if you're not actively trying to get sales, it's building credibility with an audience that know you as the art guy or the art girl. And then eventually when you come to sell your artwork or start asking people to buy it, they're going to be familiar with the page and they're going to be familiar with the content and the work that you've been putting out. And you're probably thinking, well, if I can get loads of likes on social media, I can sell lots of artwork. And unfortunately, that isn't the way it works. I've got 2.6 million views on this Muhammad Ali painting that I created on a video on my Instagram, and the painting still hasn't sold. It's still here next to me in the studio, and that is something that you've got to get used to as an artist. Likes do not mean that you're going to sell that piece of artwork. So let's move on to foundation number 2, which is having a website where people can buy your art and see your artwork. You might want to start with a Etsy account, which is really free to set up, and they take a percentage of sales instead of having your own website like I've got, which is something that you can get later on in the process. It is going to be easier to sell in the short term on Etsy, and even if the products are listed and they don't even have a price and they're not available yet, at least it's somewhere that people can go to and ask about your products and say, can I buy this product? Because essentially when, of course, you come to putting a price on and wanting to sell that product, you're going to need somewhere to send people to. And foundation number 3 is being prepared to deliver. And what I mean by that is, if you got 100 orders of a specific piece of artwork on your website today, would you be able to fulfill them orders? Because 100 print sales means 100 pieces of paper. It also means a bunch of ink and a printer that you need to print those orders out on. It also means 100 envelopes or 100 tubes that you might need to use or buy in bulk before you even send them out. So this preparation of having all of the stock that requires you to deliver your product is really important. Do you know where to get labels from to send your product to your customer? Do you know what shipping company you're going to use? Are you going to use Royal Mail? All of this preparation is something that you really need to sit and think of before you even dream of starting to sell products or list products for sale. I learned this the hard way. I initially got a sale on Instagram, my first ever sale on Instagram. It was a DM and it was someone who lived in Ireland, and I had no idea about what to price my product. I had nowhere that he could actually buy it. I didn't have a website, and all I had was an online presence at this point, which is foundation number 1. And it did lead to my first sale. However, I lost money on that first sale because you can't generally just buy one envelope. You need to buy them in bulk. So I think I charged about £20 for the print. And once I'd bought all of the stock, postage to Ireland, and everything I needed to actually deliver the print, I think I actually lost £1 or 2. I think it cost me £22 to get that stock. But that then was investment for me next orders that came in. So learn from me, don't do things the hard way. Be prepared if you are thinking of selling artwork online. Have a way you can deliver that product, have a website and have an online presence of, I'd say, about 3 to 6 months of posting, so people just know who you are and what potentially you might be leading to in the future. But the number one thing that will tell you whether you will be able to sell artwork or not is simple. And I'm going to give you an example of what this is. When you go to Costco, or if you go to supermarkets, or if you go to any sort of store that sells food, what you'll notice is people give out free samples. And a free sample does a couple of things, one for the seller and one for the buyer. It tells the seller that the buyer might be interested in that type of food. If, for example, I've got chocolate cake and someone wants to try a free piece of chocolate cake, then I know that person sort of likes chocolate cake enough to potentially buy my brand of chocolate cake. You're also seeing someone's willingness to engage with you as a chocolate cake seller. And obviously I use chocolate cake because everyone loves chocolate cake. But when we're applying this to artwork, the number one factor whether to know someone is going to buy your artwork or not is, can you give that piece of artwork away for free? If you don't get one single person that is going to take your free product, your free piece of artwork, then a couple of things could be wrong. Either the artwork sucks and you're just not a very good artist, which I'm hoping isn't the case, or it's bad timing, or you are in the wrong market. Going back to the foundations I mentioned earlier, foundation number one, so important in having that bank of content online that you have put out about your artwork, because doing that for a few months is going to attract all of the people that love whatever niche your artwork is based on. For me, I'm a football artist, so putting football content out is going to attract football fans to my artwork. So whenever I run a free giveaway, I know that the people who follow me and that have liked my posts and have engaged with me online, I know those people are likely to take the free giveaway. And then once I've given it away, depending on how many people actually take the giveaway, that will tell me if it's something I can sell. So how many do I have to give away to know if it'll sell? Like if I want to sell 50 copies of a print, how do I know whether 50 people will be interested? Run a giveaway on the best piece of artwork that you can think of in your niche. Do it on your story, do it as a reel, do it as a post, and do it to an email list if you've got one. Say that this print is free to anyone who wants it for the next week. The best thing to do is to get customers to pay postage, because then you know they're willing to actually pay for the thing to get to them. There's not really a specific number of prints that you can give away that will tell you how many will sell. But if you get inundated with people buying that free piece of artwork, then it's a good sign that people will want to buy it once it's got a price on it, not only when it's free as well. So first, foundations in place, be posting online consistently, have an online presence, have a website where you can post a giveaway and you can post your products for sale once they are available and you're ready to do so, and also be able to deliver your product in different ways. If you get 100 orders, then you need to be able to fulfill 100 orders. And then the number one factor to know if your artwork will sell is run a giveaway for a week. You will soon see how many people are interested in that work, and make sure it's a really good piece of work that you think is some of your best work. Because if you can't sell your best work, like I said, you're either in the wrong market, the timing's wrong, or your artwork just isn't that good, which hopefully is not the case. If you like this video and you got any value from it at all, you might like this video as well. And also, if you like this video, I'm a new channel, so if you'd like and subscribe, that will go a long way. Thanks for watching and have a boss day.